nerds! So today was kind of a fun day at work. We had our hopefully somewhat regular PDIS retreat. Now PDIS is the sort of departmental umbrella. Prospect research, prospect management, analytics and business data, and data management. During our lunch break, I figured, well, we've got a bunch of us here together. Let's meet the team.
My name is Kate Downland. I work on the prospect management team at University of Chicago. DIY projects. I love making my own jewelry, crafts, decorating my apartment, stuff like that. Love artsy stuff.
Hello, my name is Amelia Aldred. I love reading about history, I love writing about history, I love going to history museums, I love talking to people about history, I love hearing about family history, about city history. I just think it's fascinating because history is about stories and history is about connections.
My name is Nicholas Fazel. I like astronomy, I like reading, nonfiction, lots of nonfiction, psychology, the way people behave. But really anything that you can spend time thinking about or become nerdy about. Apparently that's in now, so glad to be leading the pack on that one.
I'm Mary Schmidt. As I said before, where do I begin? Probably because I'm just a really picky eater. I'm very picky about everything that I do.
I'm Josh Berkholtz, principal of Benson Flusser. That's a really tough question. I'd have to say, maybe in this order, Doctor Who, Firefly, Lord of the Rings, comic books, IDW first, just the Doctor Who series, Adventure Time from Boom, then the Marvel series.
Hi, I'm Lauren Davis and I work in prospect management. I love crafting and knitting and anything that involves making something. And I'm also really into fantasy novels and like sci-fi movies, and I can watch that stuff all day.
My name is Mike Shapaniak. I'm the research archivist. I love all forms of art. I've studied it and executed it ever since I was very young, and I've never lost my passion for it and for discovering the talents that artists around the world have had in the past and what they are doing in the present.
Star Wars, Tron, video games, legacy video games as well as modern video games.
Hi, I'm Bon Lammy. I feel like I'm a nerd about many things, but if I had to pick one thing, it would be Star Trek The Next Generation, which I grew up watching, and I actually have 2 cats named Data and Lore right now. At one point in time, I had every single episode memorized to the point where if you named a plot, I can tell you the title of the episode.
Hi, I'm Lauren. I guess not anything like revolutionary, but I am a nerd about Harry Potter. I love it. I'm obsessed. My friend Jillian and I always joke about stuff.
Atari, Mattel, Bioshock, and Portal are pretty awesome.
My name is Marcus Smith. I'm a nerd about politics. I'm a political junkie. Also, I'm fascinated by candy. I'm a candy connoisseur, so I love to eat candy, devour candy. Anything about candy is great.
What prospect management does, we analyze and disseminate data and all that kind of good stuff. We are different than prospect research, but so get to know us a little bit better.
I guess I just wish people knew that like my whole life is not numbers. I'm not constantly like balancing checkbooks or like following the stock market like I do, and I think it's interesting, but like that is not my entire existence.
Being a researcher allows you to learn more about multiple industries and actually uncover trends and be able to have an intellectual conversation about what's going on and hopefully predicting new things that's happening in the market.
We do a lot more than just pulling data, trying to get analysis together and develop recommendations and insights. It can really be like the engine that's turning the fundraising machine.
I think that people tend to focus when you're describing prospect research on how it's kind of creepy and stalkery and like you're being a private detective. I really like the way that prospect research can kind of align prospects' passions and their ability to make an impact on the different goals that organizations have. And it does involve learning about individuals and their stories and finding out a lot of information on them, but I don't think it's creepy.
Well, I don't sleep, that's one thing, because I work with clients all day and I work in my hotel room all night. But it's pretty awesome because I get to meet with a lot of the coolest people around the country doing amazing things. I get to work with great places and make them the best places, and I learn more from them than they learn from me.
I
think it is a great job for people in social sciences that most people don't know about. I find that I use my degree in anthropology and sociology every day, whether it's building relationships, whether it's writing profiles. It's kind of like writing little mini ethnographies. It's a particularly good job for folks who love the social sciences, but are more interested in being generalists and not necessarily being super specialists in one very small area.
How much information I manage and how accessible I can make it to our constituents and end users if they need it. But that's not a very well-known fact. Hopefully we can change that.
Really, the perseverance that it requires. It's I'm a data analyst, and I spend many hours a day in front of a computer trying to get the right blend of data and serve it up and make everyone else happy.
That people knew more about what I do and my job, because I think it's really interesting and I love talking about it and I love communicating with people about it, which is hard to do because my job is somewhat nebulous and difficult to describe, especially to someone who really has no idea what it is. So I can't nerd out about it with other people, and I'd like to.
So those are my coworkers. Well, some of them. I think being a nerd is something that's really kind of universal. There is always something that people are that level of passionate and interested and excited about. People describing what they're passionate about, I think, is really fascinating to see. In some way, fundraising involves finding out what people are excited about. People don't make $100 million gifts for something they're not a little nerdy about. Sometimes it's all about asking the right questions. If you're the sort of people who like commenting in YouTube videos, leave a message in comments. What are you a nerd about? Okay, bye nerds!